What's up everybody? In this video I have a very important message that I want to share. I just came back from a run and about to have a shower and then upload this video that you're currently watching right now and hit the pillow. But this message came to me while I was running and I was just thinking about, I remember when I first started running. So for those of you who don't know my story, I was bullied as a kid and I was a chubby kid. And running, just exercise in general, just wasn't my thing. And I remember times where when we were little kids, with my brothers and my cousins, and we'd just like be playing around, right? And we used to always like make just run amok as a kid outside. And every time that we would run away, or any time that we would be running, I would always be the last person. And I remember when I first started exercising, I just had this belief in my mind that I wasn't a runner, right? I created that identity for myself that I'm just not someone who runs. But now I can just run so easily and I just feel like, just then I went for my run and I stopped. And I feel like a big part of this was from my juice cleanse. I'm on day number 4 now. But I went for a run and I was going pretty hard and then I stopped because my glute was hurting. And I was like, I feel like I just got out of bed. Like I'm just so, like fine. Like I feel so fresh. And I was running pretty hard. And I checked my heart rate. I was like, man, it's not even beating that fast. Like it's beating fast and I'm sweating, but I feel like I can just easily have a conversation, like so easily right now. But it was interesting because back then, if I would have attached to that belief, that identity, I wouldn't have even started running. And most people have a belief in their minds that they're not even aware of, a story that they are telling themselves that right now you're not even aware of. And you may be saying, well, Matt, I don't have any stories. I don't have any limiting beliefs. Like, you may not have that consciously, but on a subconscious level, there may be some stuff that is holding you back in a conflict. I always like to put it like this. You may have a goal of where you want to get to, and you may be taking action. You may be making it happen, right? And that's kind of like getting in a car and having one foot on the accelerator. But having an inner conflict, such as a disempowering belief, it's kind of like you trying to move to that destination and having one foot on the brake at the same time. So you're accelerating, but one foot's on the brake, and you're wondering why you're not moving forward. I can tell you right now, if you're not moving in a direction where you want to go, there may be a limiting belief that is holding you back. If you may be getting results and then gaining all those results and then losing all those results, there may be a limiting belief. And it may be on a subconscious level. So one of the best things that you can do is just write out, what is holding me back from making this thing happen? Why aren't I taking action? What is the story that I'm telling myself? And it's not until you become aware of the story that you realize how much bullshit has just been holding you back, and it's all an illusion. It's just a story that you've been conditioned yourself to believe. And beliefs can change. Just like you used to believe in Santa Claus one time, that changed. And another example, when I was writing out when I was in Tanzania, in Africa, right? I was writing out where I wanted to move, and I was like, well, why haven't I made that happen? And I wrote down all of these stories that was the reason why I can't do that right now. And it wasn't until I wrote those stories down, I was like, shit, what the fuck have I been, why is that living in my mind right now? Why haven't I become aware of that? And when I wrote it down, I just realized like how stupid it actually was. And that's why it's so important to write it down and then actually speak it out loud. Because when you speak it out loud, you just realize like how stupid it actually is. Just remember that like an amazing quote. I think it's from Jim Rohn, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he said something along the lines of, "Weeds grow automatically in your mind." And I believe that you have to constantly pull those weeds out by becoming aware of your thoughts, by becoming aware of why aren't you moving in the direction that you want to move in? And usually it's a story. So become aware of what is holding you back by writing it down and realizing just how stupid it is, and then choosing a new belief, choosing something new that you get to, one, just choose to believe on a daily basis, and two, to implant that by speaking that out loud. I'm a big believer in incantations, affirmations. I know that it works because it's worked for me, from my own experience, from developing self-confidence. When I was losing weight and I was becoming a personal trainer, I got introduced through my good friend of mine, incantations. And all it basically is, it's just speaking out loud what you wish to become with total emotion. And I know that from me speaking all those things out that I did when I was so young, that it was penetrating my subconscious to filter the world in a new way, to believe something different about myself, to make things happen that I didn't think was possible. And I just know it works. So I really hope that those stories really help you out and those tips really help you out and and inspires you to start putting that into action. So I love every single one of you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video, because I read every single one. I may not reply to every single comment, but I'm reading them. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the very next video. So until I see you then, remember, love all living things, and most importantly, love thyself.